Hello everybody. As I told you in my last class on Zoom app that I will try to make a video on buoyancy and flotation topic, as because it is purely numerical concept and fluid mechanics contains so many numerical concept, so it was too hard to me to explain on Zoom app. That's why I am now going to making a video on this topic. So today's topic is buoyancy and flotation. Okay, so buoyancy and flotation, it is one of the most important topic of fluid statics. It is a part of fluid statics. Okay, so now what is buoyancy? Buoyancy or upthrust is an upward force exerted by a fluid that opposes the weight of a partially or fully immersed subject. Okay, immersed object. So buoyancy is nothing but upward force which is exerted by fluid that opposes the weight of a body which is fully submerged on it. Okay, so for an example, now I am taking a container. It is a container. Okay, it is a container, and this container is filled with water. This container is filled with water. Okay, and a cylindrical solid body is immersed in it. Okay, a cylindrical solid body is submerged in it. Okay, suppose the radius of the cylindrical solid body is r, radius is r. Now the body will feel some kind of hydrostatic force. One is horizontal hydrostatic force. Okay, another is vertical hydrostatic force. So if I divided this body into two equal parts, suppose it is one part, it is another part, then the hydrostatic force of one side will be equal to the another side. Definitely the hydrostatic force of one side will be the same magnitude of another side, and in this way the hydrostatic force will be neutralized. Okay, so there is no hydrostatic horizontal force. I am talking about horizontal force. In this way, horizontal hydrostatic force will be zero, will become zero. Okay, so just to calculate net hydrostatic force, actually hydrostatic force of horizontal direction and hydrostatic force of vertical direction, it will be the summation of vertical and horizontal both. But as I explained that hydrostatic force on horizontal direction, it will comes to zero, then it will be zero. Okay, so in language we can say if a body is completely submerged in fluid, then net horizontal force is zero. Okay, so that's the way horizontal force will be neutralized. But there must be some amount of vertical force. So these are the vertical forces. Okay, so I am taking a body which is submerged in fluid, and the horizontal hydrostatic force will become zero, because as I told you, from both sides it will have same magnitude. So the diagram of horizontal hydrostatic force is something like triangular, because if we go to the depth downward, the hydrostatic pressure will increasing. Okay, so both have same magnitude. In this way they become neutralized each other. Okay, so but there must exist vertical hydrostatic forces. So to calculate vertical hydrostatic force, suppose I am taking a body A, C, okay, B, D, A, B, C, D. Okay, I am taking a body which is submerged in a fluid. It is free surface of water. This is the symbol of water level. This free surface of water. Okay, it's the free surface of water. Now this body have two surfaces. I separate this body into two surfaces. I consider one is ACB which is upper surface, and another is ADB, it is lower surface. Okay. Then the total buoyancy force will be net buoyancy force will be the subtract of upper surface and lower surface. So to calculate vertical force on ACB surface, you have to go upward up to free surface from ACB, and you have to take all the volume whichever medium comes to you. I'm repeat again. Whenever you going to calculate the vertical force on the surface ACB, what you have to do the thing is that you have to go from this surface to the upward direction up to free surface level of water, and you have to take all the volume whichever medium comes to you. Suppose here only water present, from ACB to the free surface level of water, only water present. So the volume of water is V cut 1. Then what will be the force of ACB? Unit weight of water into volume. Okay, and it will act downward direction, as because water will exert some pressure on downward direction. Similarly, ADB, what will happen? ADB feels some upward pressure as water is beneath this surface. So ADB feels some upward pressure. So to calculate this pressure also, you have to go upward up to the free surface, and you have to take all the volume whichever medium comes to you. Now here two medium. One is the volume of this body, V cut. Another is volume of water, V cut 1. So now VB of ADB, the value will be gamma W of total volume, V cut plus V cut 1. So to calculate buoyancy force, you have to just subtract upward and downward. So to get net buoyancy force, you have to just subtract them. So then the value will be gamma W after calculating gamma W into V cut. Gamma W is nothing but unit weight of water. Gamma W is unit weight of water, and V cut is displaced volume of water or fluid. Okay. So we got the value gamma W V cut. Okay, we got the value gamma W V cut, which is the weight of displaced fluid. Okay, this is called force of buoyancy. Okay, now some point on magnitude. So what will be the magnitude of buoyancy force? Magnitude of buoyancy force will be the weight of the displaced fluid. Direction, definitely direction will be vertically upward, and point of application will be the centroid of displaced volume. The volume of water which has been displaced, the centroid of this displaced volume will be the point of application. You can say that point of buoyancy force. Okay, so FB is nothing but net hydrostatic force on the submerged body. Okay, so suppose I am taking an example, a body ABCD, okay, whose ABC part is in water and ADC part is in mercury. Then you have to find out the total buoyancy force. So what will be the total buoyancy force? It will nothing but the summation of buoyancy force of water and the buoyancy force of mercury. So to get the buoyancy force of water, similarly you have to just multiply unit weight into the volume of water. So unit weight of water is equal to density of water into G. Similarly, unit weight of mercury will be the density of mercury into G. So this is one of the most popular question which has been asked in examination. So just you have to find the total buoyancy force. In question, gamma W will be given and volume will be given. You have to find the total buoyancy force, something like that. Okay. Now look at a very interesting condition. Suppose a body A, B, C, D. Suppose a body which is submerged in a fluid. It is fluid, okay? Suppose a body which is submerged in a fluid. There exist three conditions. So the weight of body will act vertically downward. Weight, what will be the weight? Weight is equal to mg. Weight of the body will definitely act vertically downward, and the buoyancy force will act upward. So the first condition is that whenever the buoyancy force is greater than the weight of the body, then what will happen? The body will feel some kind of force and will go upward direction. So this condition exists forcefully when buoyancy force is greater than weight of the body. Okay. Next condition, when buoyancy force Fb is less than the weight of the body, then body will definitely go sink. And when both are equal, then object will be float. Okay. Very simple. So I repeat again. So first, I have told about buoyancy. What is buoyancy? Buoyancy is nothing but upward force. Okay. Exerted by a fluid that opposes the weight of a partially or fully immersed object. For an example, I take a container and a cylindrical solid body which is submerged in the fluid, and I after calculating we got the result of net vertical forces, which is gamma WP. So it is in upward direction. Okay, it is in upward direction. So this is nothing but the magnitude of buoyancy force. Okay. So point to be noted that buoyancy force always act vertically upward and weight of the body always act vertically downward. So now I am going to discuss types of equilibrium. Okay. First, stable equilibrium. What is stable equilibrium? Stable equilibrium is a state in which a body tends to return to its original position after being disturbed. Suppose is the body and I disturb this body. I push the body. So after certain time, body will gain its original position. This is stable equilibrium. This is very basic part. Unstable equilibrium. What is unstable equilibrium? A state of equilibrium in which a small disturbance will produce a large changes. Suppose it is convex curve and I am putting a body on the top of a convex curve and I just push the body. Body will never get its original position. It will just go down. Okay. So it is a state of equilibrium in which a small disturbance just push a little bit, just a small disturbance will produce a large changes. This unstable equilibrium. And what is neutral equilibrium? A body is said to be in neutral equilibrium if on being slightly displaced, it remains in its new position. You have to just give it a slightly displacement, it will gain a new position. It will never return back to its original position. It is okay. It is neutral equilibrium. It is very simple, nothing difficult. So now rotational stability of completely submerged body. Very interesting topic. So now I am symbolized B as center of buoyancy and G as center of gravity. Okay. Suppose I am taking a body. Okay, it is a rectangular body which upper part is made of wood and lower part is made of steel. Okay. So as because steel is in lower side, definitely the center of gravity will be in lower side, as because heavy center of gravity will exit on a heavy side, and the rectangular body which is completely submerged in fluid. Okay, which is completely submerged. It is the free surface of water, whatever kind of fluid it may be, but the body is fully submerged on the fluid. Okay, so the center of buoyancy will be at the middle, as because it is a rectangular body and which is fully submerged in fluid. Center of buoyancy will act at middle. Okay, so B is center of buoyancy, G is center of gravity. So center of buoyancy will act upward direction, as I told you, and from G is nothing but the center of gravity, the weight of the body will act downward direction. Now I am supposed to give a clockwise rotation. This is the body which is submerged in the fluid. I just supposed to give a clockwise rotation. Okay, so after giving rotation, the body will be something like this. Okay, but the force will, the weight of the body will same. It will be vertically downward direction, and the weight of the buoyancy force will be vertically upward direction. Now just look, it will creating some kind of couple. Look, just weight is going to be downward direction and buoyancy force going to upward direction. It is something like giving some restoring couple. It is anti-clockwise direction. Okay, it is anti-clockwise direction. I provided the body a clockwise rotation, but body produce some kind of counterclockwise rotation. So it will definitely opposite and same magnitude. So in this way, the body will get its original shape. As I told you, in case of stable equilibrium, stable equilibrium is a state in which a body tends to return to its original position after being disturbed. So I just disturb the body, but body to return its original position. This is the reason of returning its original position. This is the reason, this counterclockwise rotation. Yeah, you can say it restoring couple. This is the reason to gain it original position. So it is nothing but the stable equilibrium, and which when it will happen when B is above G. B is the center of buoyancy, G is the center of gravity. When B is above G, then this condition will exist. Okay, and there must be restoring couple. As I told you, there's some kind of restoring couple which oppose the clockwise rotation. Okay, now second condition, I am taking same rectangular body but in different way. In this condition, the upper portion of the body made of steel and the lower portion of the body made of wood. Okay, now definitely center of gravity will be in upward side and center of buoyancy will definitely be at middle. Okay, it is something like middle position. Okay, L by 2. Okay, again I am giving some clockwise rotation. Okay, again I am giving some clockwise rotation. Then what will happen? The body weight will be act downward direction and the buoyancy force will be act in upward direction. So this is something like that. The body will also go to clockwise direction. So it is kind of unstable equilibrium. As I told you, unstable equilibrium. What is an unstable equilibrium? A state of equilibrium in which a small disturbance will produce a large change. I just give a small disturbance. I just tilt the body in a very small magnitude. I give a small magnitude of tiltation, but body will never gain its original position. It will go to unstable equilibrium. So when actually this kind of equilibrium, this kind of condition happen when G is above B, it is very interesting topic, and so many MCQ in government exam will asked from this concept. Okay. So reason behind of unstable equilibrium is overturning couple. Here produce some kind of overturning couple. That's why body go to unstable equilibrium. Okay. So again, as I revised, types of equilibrium which I have told: stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium, neutral equilibrium. So in case of a body which is fully submerged in a fluid, I am taking the body as a rectangular shape, and the upper portion of body is made of wood and the lower portion body made of steel, and I just going to give it small rotation in the clockwise direction, but body will gain its original position, as because here some kind of restoring couple produce. Okay, so it is the condition of stable equilibrium where B is above G, and in second condition the body similar rectangular body, but the upper portion of body made of steel and the lower portion of body made of wood. Okay, and I am going to give clockwise rotation, but body will never gain its original position, as because here some kind of overturning couple produce. Okay. Now third condition, I am taking this rectangular body but in uniform density. Okay, the body is in uniform density, body having uniform density. Okay, then the center of buoyancy and center of gravity will be at same position. Okay, now I'm supposed to give it clockwise rotation. Okay, so after giving rotation, the body will be something like this, but the buoyancy force will act upward direction and will just coincide with the act of their forces will be same. The line of action will be same. That's why it will not gain its original position, but it will be some kind of it will get some kind of new position, just something like this. This is called neutral equilibrium. As I told you, in case of neutral equilibrium,